As news continues to break about the departure of Victoria Alonso from Marvel, many questions still remain unclear. It is no secret that over the last few years, Marvel has been in a downward spiral. There was a time when Marvel was considered the gold standard of superhero films. The universe that they managed to build up is considered to be the most successful franchise in cinematic history. With 31 films in total, Marvel is standing strong at $28.7 billion. Sadly, good times do not last forever, and Disney is finding this out the hard way right now. With Phase 4 of Marvel not panning out the way they wanted, it was only a matter of time before heads started rolling. With news breaking that top executive Victoria Alonso left the company, many are wondering why. Alonso is regarded as one of the masterminds behind the MCU. Her tenure dates back 17 years and she was co-producer of the original Iron Man movie in 2008. Since then, she has been involved in almost every major product, including the highly successful 2011 Avengers movie. As impressive as these accolades are, things behind the scenes might have been much worse. Reports have been rampant online describing her as a toxic bully. It is said that if she did not like you, you would get nowhere within the company. It is of course worth pointing out that these rumors are still very much unconfirmed. Even if Marvel does come out and confirm that she was fired, it still would not mean much. Oftentimes companies will use scapegoats to mask their own shortcomings, so we might never know the truth. One of the biggest criticisms levied against Marvel currently is their CGI. One particularly bad example of bad CGI is highlighted in the Disney Plus series She-Hulk. However, She-Hulk is far from alone here. With this in mind, let's go over exactly what Victoria Alonso is responsible for. Alonso is the president of physical, post-production VFX and animation at Marvel Studios. Many insiders within the VFX community are extremely vocal about their bad experiences with Marvel. Some claim that Alonso is an insider bully who blacklists VFX artists that she does not like. Many workers claim that they cannot get work with Marvel because of past disagreements. VFX workers also claim that Alonso is a kingmaker. If she likes you, you will get work within the industry. If she does not like you, you will never work again. Not only are workers being blacklisted by Marvel, but they are also allegedly being underpaid. Many within the VFX community claim that they are being paid 20% less than the industry standard. Due to this, you have many VFX companies who refuse to work with Marvel. Although all of this is unconfirmed, there are many VFX workers on record saying this. So the next time you see bad CGI within a Marvel movie, maybe you will have a better understanding as to why. Marvel obviously is not alone when it comes to problems with special effects. The issue of bad CGI does run company-wide at Disney. People have always wondered why a company as big as Disney is so bad with special effects. Turns out if you give your VFX workers crunch deadlines, underpay them, and create a toxic environment, people will not want to work with you. Although the Marvel Cinematic Universe is considered the most successful in cinematic history, unfortunately, the same cannot be said for Phase 4. During this phase, Marvel did take a bit of a different approach. Not only did Marvel release a high volume of movies, but they also released a bunch of content for Disney+. WandaVision is a show that is widely popular amongst fans. In addition to WandaVision, Loki is enjoying similar success with fans. In addition to this, Hawkeye and Moon Knight are also very much enjoyed by fans. While Ms. Marvel left a few things to be desired, ultimately is still very well received. The only massive viewer blunder in terms of rating is She-Hulk. Not only did this show fail and miss the mark, but bad comments by showrunners and actors on the show also heavily alienated fans. Although these Marvel shows are considered Oscar-worthy when compared to DC shows on CW, sadly the bar is not very high. With this in mind, we do need to take a look at the turnover. These Marvel shows are expensive to produce. With no box office turnover, it can be hard to justify the expenses. Although Marvel TV shows are not meant to turn over profit but rather grow Disney+, it can still cause problems. It is no secret that Marvel Phase 4 did not have too many victories. With the exception of Spider-Man, which belongs to Sony, most movies under this phase barely broke even. With post-production reshoots, it is believed that Marvel barely made any money. Sadly, Phase 5 is not doing much better. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania kicked off Phase 5. While currently underperforming, it is likely that the movie won't turn over a profit. Although it is easy to criticize Marvel, there is still an opportunity for them to rebuild. Although their numbers are not what they used to be, a massive amount of people still watch. As the older audience moves away, Marvel does have the opportunity to appeal to a new younger group. In order to do this, they will have to do the one thing that they hate most. Listen to what the fan base wants. The demand of the current viewer base is not too high. Stop fighting politicians in Florida and start making good movies. No one cares what you think about the latest social or political issues. We do not care who you will be voting for in the upcoming political election. What we care about is the next Avengers movie. Tell us how you will be moving the MCU forward. You focus on your superhero story writing abilities and let CNN and Fox News do the politics. Crazy producers yelling about the term men in X-Men is not helping anyone. Building up inclusion and diversity is fine. If this is an issue for anyone, they can leave. However, most superhero fans just want to escape reality for a bit and focus on the story. There used to be a time when this was all Marvel did. Going back to these roots will go a long way in building back trust. Marvel does not need a new movie release every month. Take the time that you need and release quality content when it is ready. If Marvel focuses on fan service, there is still a healthy future ahead for them. Although they are experiencing some box office disappointment, the movies they are releasing are not terrible. Unfortunately, in today's climate, not being terrible is not enough. It is not just Marvel alone that is having a hard time. Their parent company Disney is facing similar struggles. A report is making the rounds that Disney is planning on laying off over 4,000 workers in April. This comes after a dismal stock performance last year. Current CEO Bob Iger recently stated that the decision to lay off employees does not come lightly. In February, Iger formally announced that Disney will be laying off 7,000 employees in order to save $5.5 billion. The current plan is to fire 4,000 people and allow for the other 3,000 positions to simply go to waste. This means once they go vacant, no rehirings will be done. In a company with 200,000 employees, 4,000 might not sound like too much. However, this is an extremely significant cut and one that shows how bad things at Disney currently are. Although Disney won't be going out of business anytime soon, the long-term effects of this spiral can spell disaster for them. Disney also recently announced that all employees will be ordered back to work. This is but the latest in a long list of overhauls CEO Bob Iger is trying to make. Disney is spread quite large. They make movies, cover sports, and have theme parks. With all these businesses taking a hit, it is understandable why Disney is panicking.